Hi, I'm Catrific, or my real name is Catherine Elizabeth Valdez, and I was born on May 16th, 1989 in Orlando, Florida. I come from a kind of big family, you could say. I have my mom, my dad, my two older brothers, me, and my little sister, so I'm right in the middle. My dad's 100% Cuban, my mom is 100% white, and that makes me 50% Cuban mix. I love my family so much. They're my best friends, my greatest mentors, and I don't know where I would be in this world without them. When I was in preschool, I was about 3 years old and I went to SeaWorld in Orlando for the first time. I knew at that age that I was going to be a dolphin trainer. I loved the sea life. I loved the way the whales made me feel, just like looking at them, being around them and everything. Sea life became my life at the age of 3. When I was 8 years old, my dad got a new job and he said that we had to move to Georgia so he could be an operator at Chick-fil-A. So I wasn't very happy about this because I had my best friend that lived in Florida and I didn't know anything different. So scary change, and I had to move to Georgia, which ended up not being so bad. We were homeschooled when I was really young. My mom was our teacher, and in Georgia we were homeschooled from around the ages of 8 to 10. Then I started to go to a school called the King's Academy. This is where I met my best friend, Ashley Braden, at the time. We talked on our first day of school in 5th grade, and she said to me, "This is going to be a long day," and I said, "Yep." From that day on, we became best friends all throughout elementary, middle, and high school until we graduated. We were obsessed with the Goo Goo Dolls. We even saw them live in concert 3 times. We also got in trouble for talking too much in school, and her parents weren't too happy about that because I was a bad influence. When I was 14, I got my first job working for my dad at Chick-fil-A. Things were going really well and I liked my job. I liked working hard. By the time I was 16, I was a manager and something really scary happened. I actually got robbed while I was working, and it was one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. And I was only 16, so I was really young and it was really scary. So when I was 18, I graduated high school in 2007, yay! And this was a big year for me. When I was 18, I discovered YouTube and I became obsessed with it and started watching all these videos and decided to make videos of my own. I had 3 jobs. I worked at Chick-fil-A, I was a full-time nanny, and I also worked at a restaurant called California Dreaming where I was a waitress. I was also a volunteer this year at the Georgia Aquarium because I was still trying to pursue my dreams of becoming a whale trainer. This was also the year that I discovered Myers-Briggs type indicators, and I started to study this stuff a lot, and it became a huge part of my life as I wanted to grow and learn about myself and through psychology. So the next year I decided to actually go to college. I forgot to mention before, the first year I decided to take a gap year to just work. I studied biology because that's what I wanted to study to help me learn more about whales. And it wasn't for me. I decided I wasn't very happy and I just had to do something else. I decided to go to a Christian school in Redding, California called Bethel. It was basically just a year for me to grow and learn in my faith and just take some time off. My mom drove me across the country from Georgia to California, and it took us 4 days. At this school, I met a ton of Norwegians because there were a lot of Europeans that just happened to be at this school. And this is when I first discovered that I love Europeans and they are so awesome. When I moved to California, I started to get more involved in a company called Daily Booth that I helped start up. It was a social networking site that revolved around taking pictures of yourself and updating your life through pictures. They offered me a job in San Francisco when my school year was up, and I decided to take it. So living in San Francisco, working at Daily Booth, things were not exactly as I expected. Things were really slow and I didn't really have a lot to do, and I started to become really dissatisfied with my life and my job, and it led me to becoming pretty depressed. I had never really experienced depression before until now, and it was this new thing for me and I didn't know what to do. This led me to leaving my job at Daily Booth and moving to Los Angeles. So in Los Angeles, I decided to try YouTube for the first time as a job. I was extremely anxious if I would be able to come up with enough views and money to be able to survive. Oops, did I forget to mention Beta? I bought her right before leaving San Francisco before moving to LA, and she was probably one of the best decisions of my life because I love her, my little French bulldog, so much. Around this time, I also started to play a game called League of Legends. Oh my goodness, I played this game 10 to 14 hours a day at some point, but this was a mixture because I loved the game, I have an addictive personality, and I was really scared about not succeeding at YouTube, so I started to distract myself with things like video games instead of facing my fears and my problems. And this is something that is not a good quality about me, but it's something that I do. Then the dreaded sock story. When Beta was 8 months old, she swallowed a sock whole. It cost $6,000 in surgeries to just keep her alive and get the sock out. I had just moved to LA and I didn't have a lot of money and I was really stressed, so I didn't know what to do. I turned to YouTube to see if anybody wanted to help me out with Beta's vet bills, and this was something that was extremely humbling and hard for me to do. I never wanted to ask anyone for money ever, because this was something that I was not used to doing. But they ended up backing me up and helping me pay for Beta's surgery, and I will forever be in debt for the people that helped with that. Some of you guys know Justine. She is one of my best friends, and it became really clear during this time that she was a real family friend for me. During this time, she was really supportive and helped me with Beta stuff and just was really there for me when I needed somebody. In fact, I'm really lucky to have some of the most best friends in the world that I could ever ask for. Joey, Ingrid, Justine, I just love them so much. So now that I've been in LA for a while making YouTube videos and trying to make it as a YouTuber, I started to get more into the League of Legends scene. Esports in general is something that's really important to me, and I attended my first League of Legends event called IPL 4, and that was my first LAN where I got to meet tons of people who were just like me. They loved League of Legends, and some of them even played competitively as their job. So this introduced me to a whole new community besides the YouTube community that I've been in for so long. Now I spend so much time playing the game, being involved in the news of this community, and it's definitely something that I could see myself doing or being more involved with in the future. Okay, well that's it for now. That's my life up to this point that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm sorry for any bad drawings. Thank you for sticking through and watching anyways. Yeah, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos. You can click on this subscribe word here to subscribe. And yeah, be sure to check out my previous video if you haven't before. It's with Ingrid. She's awesome. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up because I worked freaking hard on it. And yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks, bye!